I know what I'm going to say. How crooked are we? Right, go live. Hello everyone, this is Lorianne, and go ahead and let me know if you're here. Dr. Deb will be joining me in just a couple of minutes, and I am looking forward to tonight's conversation. Helping women have healthy pregnancies and wonderful experience afterwards is something I'm passionate about. I had no idea what was involved in pregnancy. You know, when my mom was having babies, she made it look so effortless. But when I was expecting my first baby, I joined a class where I learned there was just so much more to having a baby than just showing up at the hospital at, 9 months pregnancy. And I got so excited about it, I actually became well, in those days, we said a coach, birth coach. I didn't have any special training, but I was just worked with a Lamaze instructor to learn a few things, and developed my own little program to talk to women, to prepare physically, emotionally, and spiritually for the blessed event. And then after I had my little one, it became a repeating class. And after that, it became a Mother of Little Ones class, which kind of then became a homeschool support group. So I've been very interested in supporting other moms regularly with having little ones for a very long time. And I am so excited to have Dr. Deb, who is going to bring her expertise as a slightly more professional person who's passionate about moms and kids. A little bit later in the conversation, we will be checking in with all of you. We did not have a live last week. We didn't have a live last week because of the holiday, and we encouraged everyone to get in on listening to the YL digital tickets opportunities to listen to Adam Green and Marcella Von Harding and all those people. So I want to hear from all of you in a little while about what you listened to and what you learned from it. And the early word gets the worm, so I'm going to warn you that there may be prizes. There may be awards for those who participate and those who comment. And my beloved is so brilliant that I am actually now truly able to watch the stream of comments. So tonight it'll be a lot easier for us to interact with you, because on the back wall is the Facebook page. So feel free to comment and ask questions of me and Dr. Deb. There will be a presentation, and we'll kind of go back and forth with that. And we are experimenting with new technology tonight. So let us know if there are any glitches or anything. Well, so I would like to welcome to the call the Dr. Deb's half of the Dr. Deb and Lorianne Tuesday night live call. How's it going?
We need to come up with a theme song.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be fun?
Yes,
You have really
soon,
talented
We're gonna launch.
kids.
We're gonna launch our club theme song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready to share it?
Not tonight, but yes.
Okay, you guys are
which
in for a
reminds
treat.
me, I had a couple of pieces of paper here that I want to remember to. Are they over there? Did you see them here?
Yes, they're right here somewhere.
Okay.
When we clean up, we'll find them.
But no, I wanted to announce them. I have two
okay, you
upcoming
need them right
events.
now. All right.
Yes, please. Thank you. Hi, guys. Are we already live? We're live for 4 minutes. So Leslie's here and Tammy. So here, Tammy, I said, you're such a great fan. And she said she's my #1 fan.
Aw, you
So-
have a #1 fan. Hi,
And
Tammy.
Janice,
And
that's
Leslie
great.
is definitely in the top tier of my fans, as is Janice. How many are on 4? So there's one person who hasn't checked in. Hey, Bachelor #4, let us know you're here.
You're not old enough to remember that game.
What game?
We could probably whistle the theme song if we thought about it for a couple of minutes.
Well, I recently watched an episode where it was Farrah Fawcett before
Oh.
she was majors.
Oh.
She actually did she was the Bachelorette once.
Oh, funny.
And she was so cute, so adorable. And
Oh, yeah.
but they kind of, what's the word? They kind of pranked her because it was all
Oh.
actors.
Oh.
And then they acted like they were fighting when she announced who
Oh, that's too funny.
won. So, yes, but we are both too young to have remembered when
We
Farrah
are. We
Fawcett
could
was
never
a
have remembered
Bachelorette.
Okay. So, guess what I did?
I give up. What?
When I was thinking about and April's there.
Hello,
So,
April.
when I was thinking about pregnancy and healthy pregnancy, I thought, okay, what systems of the body are changed during pregnancy? And I thought, oh, aren't we supposed to be talking about body systems, right?
Yes.
If you guys know Dr. Jim Bob, I don't know, what's his last name? Hagerton. He also is a chiropractor, now retired from practice because they've made Diamond. But he does great presentations on body systems. I have done presentations on body systems. And a lot of your reference guides are set up that way with body systems. So I thought, okay, so that's how I made my slideshow up today. And I thought it would be kind of a good review because I think that maybe we've gotten away from that a little bit. Still, when a lot of the questions I get, I think, okay, so I asked the person, well, what body system are we talking about? And so
Right.
they really have to think about it. So I think that it is such a great tool to have, number one, and a great mindset to have is, you want to support all the body systems and you want to support some of them more than others during different times of your life.
Right.
So pregnancy is one of those conditions, natural, normal, healthy condition that will put a little extra stress on different body systems as the baby is growing because the baby is the number one priority. Mommy takes a total back seat, right?
Right. The word I kind of like the word taxed, not stressed.
That's
it's
great.
Like, your
Taxed,
body
yes.
is taxed because you're making a little one. And the funny thing is that you would think that little one wouldn't need, 10 times more vitamin B or whatever. But for some reason, when you go into pregnancy, certain nutrients your body just craves way, way more than you would think. But that
Right.
little person, for some reason, triggers a desire for huge amounts of nutrition.
Absolutely. And if you're not getting it through your food and through your supplementation, it'll take it out of your vital organs,
Yeah.
right? And that's why a lot of women, unfortunately, they'll get loose teeth, they'll lose teeth, they'll have all sorts of wonky things going on.
It's
if they're
not unusual for gallbladder trouble
Gallbladder
to flare
issues.
flare
Oh
up
my
during
goodness,
pregnancy.
yeah.
There's
But-
so many. It's like those what the body considers expendable organs. It just starts robbing them.
Yeah.
It won't rob from your heart or your brain, but it will
Right.
rob from your teeth, rob
Yes.
from your gallbladder because it is trying to make a baby for
Right.
you.
And so, if you crave ice cream, what are you needing? Well, if you crave ice cream, you're probably needing magnesium and calcium, and especially if you're craving pickles at the same time, you need the acid in that vinegar to help you extract the calcium magnesium out of dairy, especially
Yep.
if it's
And also
pasteurized
fat.
dairy. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
fat,
that baby,
good fat, yeah.
that baby, like half of its weight at birth is going to be in its head,
Right.
which is its brain, which is
Right.
made out of
Water and fat.
fat.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you crave certain things, that's such a great question. If you crave certain things, then you're probably needing the nutrients out of those things. I have also heard that you will crave foods that you really enjoyed in your childhood, which I thought was interesting.
Yes.
And so,
You know what I craved with my first one? Don't listen, anyone.
la-di-da-di-da.
Captain Crunch
Captain Crunch.
with my first one. So that was
Okay.
definitely like back to
childhood thing.
childhood kind of thing. Because that had been a big treat. I mean, our family didn't eat sweet cereal on a daily basis, but it was kind of a Christmas, like
Yeah.
at Christmas
Oh, yeah.
time we might
Special
have
thing.
Captain Crunch, and that's what I craved. And I think it was just some of those micronutrients in the
Yeah.
that my body thought it would find in Captain Crunch. But interestingly too, in different regions of the world, women crave different things. Why is that? Because their diets are different.
Right.
So our diet evidently, for some reason, neglects whatever it is that's in ice cream and pickles, so that is just such a common thing to
Common thing.
crave crave those too. So I think for me, craving Captain Crunch was sort of the equivalent of craving ice cream.
Yummy. I craved
Yeah.
the little tiny baby McDonald's hamburgers,
Okay.
and which I didn't eat very much of when I was pregnant. When I was a kid, I ate them all the time. But I also craved, with both of my girls, cucumbers and grapefruit.
Okay. Yep. So I
So
think
there
those
you
are
go.
both very hydrating. I wonder if
Maybe,
you were
well, yeah,
tending toward a little dehydration.
possibly. All right, so let's move on to the slideshow here. Okay, I had one pregnancy craving fried ice cream and one I craved avocado. So you needed a lot of fat, girlfriend. That's what that's telling me. Fried ice cream, that's a lot of fat. I've never had how do they fry ice cream? How weird is that?
It's in a little, it's in a crust. It's like a pastry kind of thing. So the ice cream itself doesn't get hot. It comes in a crust.
But it's
Well, let's go.
Interesting.
It's
Let's go.
Mexican. She loves
Oh.
Mexican food. I love Mexican food. Let's go try the fried
okay.
ice
We'll have to
cream.
try that sometime. Okay.
You ready, Jeff, to switch it over?
We are switching over. So, okay, we're going to talk about the digital thing a little later, right? But
Okay.
I watched several of the programs. They're all so amazing. And then there's the obligatory, these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. And I watched, so who was it that did it real cute and fast? Like, I don't know, maybe it was Adam Green or something. Oh, no, it was Oepfer, Chris Oepfer.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
and he's a
yeah.
lawyer, so
Yeah.
he was very articulate. It was really cute to watch. But I do have my own, the slideshow does not replace using common sense, obviously. If you have an issue, you go to your doctor and talk to your doctor about it. And then, of course, I stole that one right out of the Young Living product catalog, that we are not diagnosing, treating, curing, or preventing any disease. And you consult the individual product labels for safety information and consult your primary health care provider. So, you know me, you guys. We're always going to start with foundational support. You got to get your basics covered. Ningxia Red, high in antioxidants, high in D-limonene, that has all sorts of great functions in the body. You can look those up. Very, very especially supportive for liver, eyes, and the heart systems. When you're pregnant, your liver is one that you need to be very tip-top, and your heart for sure. And we'll talk, as we get into each of those systems, we'll talk a little bit more about why that is. But also the thing that we love about Ningxia Red is that it's not just a juice. It's actually a full fruit puree, lots of fiber in there. And I'm probably going to get a dry throat a lot because I've been, so excuse me, if I cough or if I get a dry
Here, we're going to have some Kanzia, everybody, so hang on.
Okay.
We're splurging here.
I probably
tonight.
need a-
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I've noticed about the Kanzia is that it pours out of my bottle. Does it pour out of your bottle?
Well, yeah. It's very
It comes out- it's-
fluid.
It's very
What's the
non-viscous.
opposite of viscous?
Yeah.
Is there a word for that?
I don't know. Watery.
Very watery. We need to look that up.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't that super fun?
That's super fun.
People can't actually read it, but they can see us and the
Okay,
sign
that's
at the
super
same
fun.
time.
Okay, so Ningxia Red. We
So
always
here's our
start
Ningxia
there.
Red. We can show our Ningxia
Really,
Red.
really good for all sorts of things. It's low glycemic. That means it's not going to spike your blood sugar, especially for those of us who are watching carbs. It's you want to count it in with your carb intake if you're really strictly counting, but it's a great support for so many body systems.
And blood sugar is one of the things that sometimes can go a little wonky when you're pregnant,
Yes.
because because the taxing of your body trying to create food
Right.
for a little one.
And I will, very runny. That's the opposite of viscous. Leslie says it's very runny. I like that. That's the chemical term. All right, Master Formula. It's whole fruits and vegetables. It comes in a box. They come in individual packets, so it's real super easy to take. And then the next one on the list is the multigreens. I like to tell people, I'm so sorry about my throat. Maybe you have a thieves lozenge.
Let's see what we have.
I like to tell people to switch up their nutrition, to switch up their supplements. So kind of just like we want to eat all the colors of the rainbow, you don't want to always take the same supplements day in and day out. I've actually heard Gary say this as well. You want to give your body a break. You want to give your body new information. So I really like to, thank you. I really like to switch it up between the Master Formula and multigreens. They're both whole food based. They both are full of enzymes and all those good super fruit and super vegetable foods straight out of the garden. And then they also have some super foods in there as well, like the bee pollen and some herbs and adaptogenic things. So I like to switch it up, back and forth, back and forth. You can do 1 month and 1 month, or you can do every other day or something like that. The omega 3 is very, very important for, Lorianne already mentioned, those good fats that we have that we need for brain production, and that baby's brain is and nerve system. So the first 2 weeks, when the sperm meets the egg, the first 2 weeks, do you know that zygote is being kept alive just by the energy field? Just the,
I had no idea.
yes, the etheric field. There is no blood system, there's no nerve system for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Then after 2 weeks, then the heart starts, and then you start to see the spine and the nerve system. So as far as the two systems that start, the first are the cardiovascular and the nerve system, and then everything grows off from that. So your omega is very, very important for that. D3, coenzyme Q10, are in there that help for the, and of course all the essential oils that help you get optimal delivery to the cell level. Life 9, and then of course I should have put in our Mightyzymes, but this is for mom right now we're talking about because it's during pregnancy. But you really want to keep your microbes in your gastrointestinal tract tip-top shape, because it's going to help your immune system be as high function as possible. And when you're pregnant, you're tired because your system is taxed. You're expending a lot of energy, so you might be more susceptible to critters in the environment and just running yourself down. So you want to keep your probiotic intake high.
To talk about that first 2 weeks, something that is so critical for women in the childbearing years is to remain in tip-top form at all times, because the most important time in your pregnancy is before you know you're pregnant.
That's right.
That your body instantly, as soon as fertilization takes place, the body goes into overdrive and begins to pull nutrition from your entire system, and that energy field. I mean, if the baby is just living on the energy field, then how important is it that frequency be a positive one? It is, Leslie's asking, are these good things to take to help you conceive?
So yeah, what gets you well will keep you well, what keeps you well will get you well, right? That's the concept. If you have a system that is needing a little extra attention, then you beef up what supports that system until that system gets smooth running again, and then you can go back to maintenance. Just like anything, you want to lose weight, you are exercising a lot and you're dieting a lot in the beginning until you reach a place where you can go on maintenance. So absolutely, if the way you conceive is that all of your body systems are working the way God designed them to work. And how do you do that? You support them nutritionally, emotionally. We'll talk a little bit about that, and with your lifestyle choices. And then go ahead.
Dr. Tom Brewer, who did a lot of research on high-risk women in the inner city at a clinic for women who were very high risk, discovered that there are dietary principles. They're available at a website called Blue Ribbon Baby. And something that they said is that in order to have a healthy, that too many women began too late. Like after they were pregnant, they started eating for 2. They recommend you start eating for 2 9 to 12 months before you plan to get pregnant. That you need double the nutrition for your body to work. And therefore, they had a lot of women who were able to conceive, who had trouble conceiving, and also women who were able to carry, who hadn't been able to, simply by taking that pregnancy diet that involves eat to hunger, drink to thirst, salt to taste, and mostly fill up on green vegetables, can change everything. And that would also include these supplements, which are all just to fill the gap right between what we're eating and what we get from our food, which it would be optimal. It'd be good if we didn't need these supplements, but our food is depleted, and our bodies are depleted, and so we add the supplements. So a good diet and these supplements can certainly help a woman's body to work the way it's supposed to.
Right. And I wanted to say, when you're eating for two, that doesn't mean you're necessarily eating double the calories, because when you're eating high nutrient dense food, a lot of times, like you say, lots of greens, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, things like that are nutrient dense don't necessarily double the calories, but they can double the nutrition, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then enzymes, of course. Young Living has a variety of great enzymes for digestive support depending on what you like. So, overview of supporting body systems. Here we go. Eating real food. We just talked about that. Trying to really stay away from things that are sprayed and tainted in any way. I like to tell people that if, depending on your budget, if you don't have a budget for 100% organic food, start with the animal products, because herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, preservatives tend to get caught and stored in animal fat. And so if you're eating that, then you're getting a concentrated amount of that. Whereas with vegetables, a lot of that will get stored in the cellulose layer that we don't digest anyway. We pass it out as fiber. However, you do also want to make sure that you're looking at the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen list, which was just updated by the EWG group. And I have that on my website at drdebforyou.com. If you want to look, that's the last article I wrote that has the updated list of the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen.
Excellent.
April says something else to look at is your vitamin D level. Absolutely. My opinion, vitamin D should be as close to 100 as possible. A lot of medical doctors will say 65, 75 is okay, but it really depends on your system. So kind of take a look at that. I do believe they even have some over-the-counter mail order vitamin D test kits now that you can do that are about $75, so you can monitor that. You want to monitor maybe every 2 to 3 months, because it does take a while for your vitamin D levels to go up. Stay hydrated. I like to put a little pink salt, some vitality oils in my water to help with that. Regular exercise. Once you're pregnant, not necessarily the time to start an exercise program, but if you're whatever you're used to doing, continue to do it. If you're not used to exercising when you get pregnant, you definitely want to at least walk and stretch, and we'll talk about that when we get to the intestines. Maintaining spinal alignment, so important. Manage your emotions. You know, psychosomatic issues are often overlooked. We know if you've got a happy mommy, you've got a happy baby. And a lot of times, I'll have patients come in, they say they have a problem with their baby. I say, let's start with mom. Sometimes I adjust mom and the baby's problem goes away. Because
Yes.
why? We're so connected energetically, right?
Right.
Especially if that mom is nursing. A lot of energetic exchange there. Supportive supplements and oils, we're going for that. Vitaflex and reflex points. You know, if you guys have never taken care or at least read your EODR, read your EOPR, and look at some of the Vitaflex techniques, so helpful with using the oils on these specific systems that you want to support. And then finding your purpose, you know, really staying connected to your source during all aspects of life, but especially when your thoughts and your emotions go directly into that baby. I can't stress that enough. You know, your baby is feeling magnified, every emotion that you're going through. So try to really stay focused on a good spiritual support system. All right, next one. So digestion support. So the thing that's interesting, you know, baby's going to get every nutrient that it possibly can, which is why your intestinal motility will slow down, which is why, you know, constipation can be a problem with pregnancy. Well, it's because your body's going, we're going to suck as much nutrition out of this food as possible. And especially if you're not eating high quality food, then it's really going to slow it down because there's not as much nutrition. It's got to work a little extra hard to get it. So here are a couple of things that I like to look at when you're talking about digestive support. Typically, the other thing is this: as baby gets bigger, what's happening to those the intestines?
Everything's getting a little
They're
crowded.
getting squished and crowded. Yeah, baby's elbows going here and their foot's going there, and it can, you know, just tax that system. So here's some great things. Enzymes, I can't stress that enough. You really want to get on a good enzyme, and eat enough raw food in your food program. Digestive peppermint and aroma ease ginger. Those are some top digestive supportive oils. If they're vitality, you use them as a dietary supplement. If they are labeled for aromatic or topical, then here you go. I'm giving you guys some pictures of some reflex points that you can rub those oils right on those reflex points, and your body will set up a kind of a feedback system to take that oil directly to that system and give it an extra little bit of help, okay? Now, did you know this, that every organ system has a different emotion that is attached to it, whether positive or negative?
That's right.
And so that's important to know, because if you're expressing some extra little emotional distress, you might want to look at the blue book and of Dr. Caroline Mine and kind of correlate things, and then use the oils that's going to support that emotion, because it will also in turn support your organ system. So with the stomach, it's one thing. With the large intestine, it's another. I kind of took out some of the hot words because I wasn't sure what was compliant. If you want details on that, I can get you for that at a Lantern Club meeting or something. But we all want to feel better, and we all want to be happier, and we all want to be in a better mood, and we know that those oils can help with that. So Stress Away, Oil of Faith, Peace and Calming, and Believe have oils in that are specifically helpful for the emotions that tend to harbor in the stomach. For your large intestine, now when you look at different intestinal digestive systems, you'll see the same oils because it's the same system, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But one thing about the large intestine is I like to use Copaiba a lot for that system, because Copaiba is one of those oils that really helps your body have a proper inflammatory response, and the intestines can be a little targeted for stress around that area or taxing around that area. I also like to tell mamas that ICP is a great support during pregnancy, especially in the beginning. In the beginning, where it seems that things slow down even mostly in the beginning, and when that baby is just spurting into life. And so that's a time when you might want to increase your high water content fruits and vegetables, and because you're going to get a lot of fiber there too. And then Idaho Blue Spruce, Joy, and Frankincense help to encourage a happy mood that can be targeted for the large intestine. So there's your digestion support when your when your digestive systems are being taxed. Okay. Oh man, look at that. I cut off a little bit, so I have to get that to you later. That I made that one drawing a little bit too big. Okay, so cardiovascular system. Why does this system need a little extra support? Well, did you know that so I don't remember the exact amount, but you have a lot more fluid flowing in your body when you're making a baby.
I believe it's 50% more.
50%
like,
more.
So from 100 to 150,
Right.
That's the change.
Okay,
Yeah.
so because you've got the placenta and you've got the baby's blood and the baby's lymph system and all that stuff that's flowing through mom. Okay, so that automatically taxes the heart, because now if your heart's pumping 1 liter every hour, now it's pumping 1.5 liters every hour. Well, that means that your heart muscle has to be strong to be able to do that. One of my favorite oils that I carry a lot in my pocket is Aroma Life. I just tap it over my heart and rub it in there, or Vitaflex it, sniff it. It's just such a great support for that whole system. Lavender essential oil is actually the #1 oil still to help with supporting heart muscle tone, healthy blood viscosity, a proper inflammatory response. It's a calming, can be very calming, but it's also what we call an adaptogen. So that means that it will help your body adapt to this new change. All of a sudden you've got this baby growing. All of a sudden this fluid's building up. Well, your lavender will actually help your body adapt to that. Ylang ylang is very calming and toning to the heart. Joy isn't joy such, I mean, doesn't it just put a smile on your face when you say joy? It really did. I looked at her and
Joy.
she just went,
Joy, joy,
there
joy,
it is.
joy down in my
And
heart.
so joy is very supportive of the endocrine part of the heart. Did you know that your heart was also an endocrine organ system? Most people think of it as a physical pump, which it is, but it also has endocrine function, and it also has energetic function. You know, it is where your energetic field, your aura, extends from your heart. And if you want more information on that, HeartMath is a great
A great thing,
website to start looking at.
And if you have a gentleman in the case who is a little bit conflicted, you know, pregnancy is very hard on the man as well.
Yes.
Then Gary Young would have told you to put joy in his underpants. So that's something to keep in mind.
I think he actually said in his underwear drawer. Here, honey, come here. Drip, drip, drip.
Well, no. Well, I mean,
Did he-
while it's in the drawer, you put it in.
There,
but then
oh,
when
I
he
see. You
puts
drip
it
it on
on,
the underpants.
then
Okay.
it's in his it's
Okay.
going to be in his clothes.
That's right.
So,
I
yeah.
think he said that at Silver Club, right?
He
Didn't tell
said
that
it a
story?
lot.
Yeah.
It was something he quoted from early on that, you know, one particular woman saying, my husband, blah, blah, blah,
I
blah,
remember
blah,
that.
you know,
What
yep.
a
So,
great story.
well, just sprinkle some joy
There you
in
go.
his underpants.
Because he's not going to go when he puts his underwear on, right?
Right.
Jennifer says that she loves to diffuse joy and peppermint. Now, see, I would have never thought about that.
Oh, that is good.
But that's
there.
perfect because you've got the joy that's so richly warm and fuzzy, and then the peppermint that's really uplifting. Okay, Hawthorne Berry. Hawthorne Berry is not a Young Living product. We used to have a great product called Cardiacare that had hawthorne berries in it. Don't have it anymore, and it is really hard to find hawthorne supplements. I don't know why. Maybe it's a sustainability thing. But you can find some good teas that have hawthorne berry in them, and I recommend those, okay? So I blocked out that. Okay, and so the lungs.
Something
Yeah,
about
I know there's
Life,
Aroma
think.
Life and something else,
Yeah.
maybe Trauma Life. I don't know what I did there, but anyway, I did something. We're going to focus on the part that I did right.
There we go.
Okay, so cardiovascular are hooked together. You know, your heart pumps the blood through the blood vessels, and so that's your vascular system. And everything is oxygenated in the lungs. That's where that gas exchange takes place, where you're getting the carbon dioxide out and the oxygen in. So you want to support your lungs to be nice and open and flowing and clear, proper smooth muscle function, and that's what these oils do. Any of the eucalyptus oils will encourage a clear pathway, clear inflammatory response. Breathe Again is my favorite roll on for
Breathe
sure,
Again.
and I really love eucalyptus blue. But hyssop and myrtle also are good. And then feelings of grief and abandonment, rejection, and lack of motivation can actually settle in your lungs. So supporting those with joy, purification, inspiration could be a good thing to do. And then again, you might have seen on there that there were those the points that you can rub. You guys can snap pictures of these right here on the front. The heart's a little bit lower, and then up here on the back and up here on the neck for the heart and lungs as well. So you can Vitaflex those oils in there, or just rub them in.
So I'd like to mention here that it's not unusual for a woman to have conflicted feelings about becoming a mom if her relationship with her mom was not supportive, or if she doesn't have her mom to be supportive. Becoming a mother is a very emotional time.
Yes.
And it's so
Staying a
using
mother is a
those-
very emotional time.
Pardon?
Staying a
Staying a
mother.
mother is very emotional too. I mean, it shatters all your previous conceptions of what life is all about. And so using some of these oils like myrtle and joy and purification to sort out any issues, because you don't want to pass it down to the next generation,
Right.
right? The Bible says third or fourth generation, but you know what? You can use these oils to say, bam,
Yes.
it stops with me.
Yes, you can turn those genes off, the ones that you don't want, and you can activate the ones that you do want, and the oils help you do that. That's great. All right, next one. Endocrine support. Here we go. Adrenals. Oh my goodness. You guys, your whole energy is going to shift. I'm talking physical energy now, right?
Yeah.
A lot of mommies that are making babies and just are tired a lot, especially in the beginning. Towards the end, you know, when you're getting real close to delivery, you kind of get a little bit of a burst. But either way, we really, really want to support your adrenal glands that are not only your energy glands, but also you guys may or may not know that your adrenal glands secrete 60 hormones, 60 different hormones all throughout the day, depending on what's going on, depending on when you ate or didn't eat, depending on if it's time to go to bed or if it's time to go to work, depending on what your fluid balance is, what your heart's doing, what your thyroid's doing, what your brain's doing. Your adrenal is really in charge to that, and your adrenals also are in charge of adapting you to changes in your internal environment and your external environment. Well, obviously pregnancy has a big change in your internal environment. So keeping your adrenals strong is very important. Staying away from any kind of refined carbohydrates, sugar, alcohol for sure, too much caffeine, and making sure you're getting rest. If you are tired, you're not grabbing a double latte macchiato or whatever it's called. You're taking a nap for 10 minutes, you're getting horizontal, and you're using your oils to really help to give your system a boost. Energy is one of my favorite oils. I like to just put it right over my kidneys because your kidneys or your adrenals sit right above your kidneys. That's what the word adrenal means. Ad means above renal. Endoflex Vitality or the regular Endoflex, you use it however it's labeled. I love Endoflex because it smells like spearmint, right? I love that smell.
Yes.
I love that
Yep.
one. And the nutmeg is real specific for adrenal function. And then, of course, if you're getting into a little bit of fear, oh my gosh, this baby, what does it mean? How's my life going to change? Is it going to hurt when I'm in labor? What am I going to do? That you can have some of those fearful thoughts. I like to use Valor too, just to help keep you strong from the inside out and really help keep you focused on the right thoughts instead of the wrong thoughts.
Yes. Oh man, the attacks of the enemy
Yes.
against you and other people who mean well and are going to come and tell you about all the things that went wrong when they were pregnant.
Oh, yeah. You know, and
Oh, my goodness.
for some reason they think that's helpful. I think it's such an emotional time for everybody. You know, mommies who are pregnant, mommies who have been pregnant, mommies who have delivered. You know, there's just so much emotion, both ways, really.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
You know, so
And you're so emotional.
You're
the highs
so
and lows
emotional,
can be
right.
so fast.
You know, Carrie, our friend Carrie, said something to me one day. She wanted me to share my birth stories, and I said, why would I do that? I mean, I had such great births. I was focused on, you know, all these women were in so much trauma around their births, and I thought that I would be in a place of kind of bragging or boasting if I shared my amazing home birth stories. But she said, no, that'll strengthen women. So women, if you're around other pregnant women, please tell them happy parts of your birth story, or because, you know, especially for first-time mommies, you know, there's probably a little bit of hesitation and a little bit of anxiety going on. Anxiety might be a bad word, but, you know, they're just unsettled about things. So share with them positive experiences that you had.
And often it's part of the medical profession's mentality to try to instill fear.
Yes.
It helps them control.
Right.
And so that's another great reason. If you had a good birth experience, or even part of it, you know, whatever parts of it were good, it's important to share those because our whole system is geared toward cultivating fear and suspicion and not trusting your body.
Yes.
And so we want to nurture a woman's basic belief in her biology, and as Carla says, you know, mama knows how, baby knows when.
That's
you know,
so
we were
good.
designed
Yes.
to have this baby, and the baby triggers something to make the mom go into
So
labor.
beautiful.
So we don't have to be fearful about, you know, well, how will I know? Or, you know, should I interfere? Should I intervene? No, your baby, and they believe now that it is the lung maturity. that's the last thing that the mother's body is waiting for to bring forth
Right.
the
There's
little
a
one.
special hormone that's released when those lungs are mature.
Mm-hmm.
The adrenals play a part in that.
Yes.
Isn't that cool?
Yep.
You know, as you were saying that, I thought it's not a sickness, right? It just needs to be supported. Fellow home birth moms, yes. And mine are both hospital births, but relatively easy. Well, praise God for that. You know, and there are some great. I happen to be a doula as well, and I've had some great hospital birth experiences with supporting those moms who choose to have a baby in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're strong in who you are, then you can have a great birth and not give your power away. So I'm so happy to hear that, Leslie. Back in the day when we were roaming in the garden, you know, and birth was, you know, we didn't have all of this fear coming in from the outside, and we were exposed to all the plant oils that were diffusing in nature all the time. You can see how that could emotionally and physically support that woman during that time. Now we're going, you know, from our, I like to call it from our cave to our cage. You know, a lot of us are working moms. We're driving in metal boxes on concrete roads, and we're so out of the garden. And these oils, this garden in a bottle is so helpful to strengthen us. So important to make sure you're really using the oils the way that they're designed to use, and that's often and enough, right?
Often and
Yeah,
enough. That's
often
good.
and enough.
Often and enough.
Okay, so, we didn't mention we don't have to go back, but, you know, Thiamin, I did have thyroid on there, so if you took a snapshot of that, you can review that. But Thiamin is a great support for not only the thyroid system, but also the adrenal system, because it's got adrenal glandular in there, and it's also got nutmeg and some other oils that are specific for that. So musculoskeletal, why is your musculoskeletal system need support? Well, mommy's getting bigger, baby's getting bigger. Relaxin is a very beautiful hormone that's released that helps to soften the ligaments to prepare the pelvic area for the birthing process. It's very effective, but it's not very specific. So you're going to get other ligaments that are getting softened, and you get out of whack. You know, your feet are spreading and things like that. Up even not just your pelvic structure, but even above on your spine, those ligaments are getting soft. So your spine tends to go out of alignment more when you're pregnant. So we've got some great supports here. Agiles, BLM. I happen to like BLM better than Agiles for my body. However, Sarah Johnson, I've seen her post that she takes both at times. Mm-hmm. They're similar enough to support the same systems, but different enough to really give us a good option if your body responds differently to one or the other. Sulfurzyme, I just started taking the powder. I never took the powder before.
Awesome.
I thought, you know what, I'm going to support it because I just like to take, for me, a capsule is easier, but I'm really enjoying it. I take it twice a day.
Are you taking the pink drink recipe that doctor has posted?
I didn't see it.
No, I'll have to post it in Shalom because it's we have our own pink drink that is based on the amazing properties of sulfurzyme powder as opposed to the
I put in a shot of Ningxia, I put in my mineral essence, and then I in the afternoon sometimes, because I'll do it twice a day, sometimes I'll even put a nitro in there.
Yes.
So and then I put the half a teaspoon of the sulfurzyme, and it's actually really good.
I should have mine in my box that's at my house right now that I had to come here before I opened.
Oh man.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, it is like Christmas. And so then, so that's for good support. Sulfurzyme, BLM, and or Agile E is good musculoskeletal support. Now, as needed, if you do have a little discomfort here and there, we've got some great options, right? You guys, Deep Relief is one of my favorites. Panaway, oh my gosh. That's the one that started it all, right? When Gary was needing some extra support musculoskeletally and other things back in the day. Idaho balsam fir, the black spruce. So I heard him tell a story about the black spruce. I think it was actually on the, he wrote a poem on the original Northern Lights black spruce box when you got the kit with the floral water and everything.
Oh.
There's a poem that he wrote about the black spruce tree. Did you know
I
that?
should have that somewhere in
I
my
have
house.
it here.
I
but
bought it.
but
Where
he
is it?
talks about
Yeah.
how that tree is really more of a lower bushy type tree, not a real tall,
Oh, okay.
majestic one,
Uh-huh.
and how the animals come to seek shelter under it, and how it's low and squatty and strong. And so, you know, you might have seen there's a post out there somewhere, or Tammy says she loves the powder too. And then so here's an example of a mommy who won't tell her birth story because it was scary for her. So, well, Tammy, you know what? Maybe you might be believing for a baby in the future so that you can have a happy birth story. I don't know. That's a pretty personal thing, but I'm going to be seeing her coming up soon, so maybe we'll share some about that.
We have a program called Birthing Perfect Peace to help us through overcome those past traumas.
There you
So
go,
may wanna
Tammy.
check that out.
Birthing Perfect Peace. You know, and it's not even if you're, you know, even if you're never planning on having another baby, working through your birth trauma is absolutely instrumental for your personal growth and the health, your emotional health in the future.
And how you interact with other people, and your
yes,
children.
everything.
There's so much
So-
involved. I really believe, I've come to believe more and more that a lot of the health issues women are having later in life all have to do with not being at peace with the way their bodies have been treated.
Yeah, really, really sad. Okay, she likes it because it's sweet tart. We have one more slide, and then we're gonna do a little commercial. Okay, brain. Oh my gosh, have you ever heard of pregnancy brain or mommy brain? Yes. You know, it's like once the baby's, even before the baby's born, but for sure once the baby's born, you're just like, all you're focused on is that baby and its needs. So all of everything else goes out the window. So what can we do to support? You guys know that we have some amazing brain support, but because your brain is mostly water and fat, that's probably one reason why you were craving the fatty foods when you're pregnant, for your brain and for the baby's brain. But Omega Drives 3 is so great, and it actually comes in the master formula, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so you don't, if you did the master formula, you wouldn't even have to buy it separately.
Which is a great option for your, quote, prenatal vitamins.
Absolutely,
It has
yeah.
everything you need.
Everything you need, and the right type of the B vitamins and the folate for those who are concerned about that. We have the right one. Mind-wise, tastes delicious. I could drink the whole bottle if I mean, it tastes so good to me. Now, some people say they don't like it. I don't understand how they can't like it, but
No,
I'll
I
drizzle
love
it on vegetables even sometimes.
Yep.
Because of that.
Or einkorn pancakes.
Or now, see, I haven't done that yet, but that's a great idea. Brain power and clarity. I love to diffuse those two. Cedarwood, sandalwood are high in oxygenating sesquiterpenes, so they just help you be a little clearer in the way your brain functions. And then calming your brain, peace and calming, stress away, and clarity are all good choices for that. And then here are the reflexes that you can rub, kind of right here where your arms meet your body, and here, and then at the base of your skull on your occiput are good brain reflex points
We
to
can switch back.
Vitaflex those oils. So man, we're already over our 45
We're
minutes.
over our
so-
time, so I hope some of you will stay. Actually, Dr. Deb isn't having to rush away quite so much anymore, so if you'll give us 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
She has a commercial, and I just want to mention, you didn't have this on the list, but Mineral Essence.
That's right, I didn't.
I love Mineral Essence for any kind of agitation or nighttime restlessness.
Good.
Which I sure wish I had this when I was pregnant.
Wow.
I would have taken a lot of Mineral Essence
And
for those, trace minerals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear people say they don't like the taste of it. I don't mind the taste of it at all. It's not so much the taste as it can dry your tongue out a little bit in the beginning. But Deborah Rayburn says that she puts it in capsules. She
There
just
you
squeeze,
go.
and then you can take
Yep,
it that way
I
too.
take it with my Ningxia Red. It's
So do
awesome.
I. I
Yeah,
just
awesome
put it right
sauce.
in there.
Mhm.
It kind of makes the water a little dark, but that's okay. All right, so if you've never done a care intensive, the Center for Aromatherapy Research and Education is a great organization that I'm fully certified to teach for. I'm having a program here. It's a 3-day intensive coming up here the end of this month, 27th through 29th. I'd love to have you. It's if you want more information, you guys know how to get a hold of me on that. So
And
it's right here at my
and
office.
Both of us give kind of a discount
We
for
do.
our members, so
Yep, we
make sure
just-
you mention if you're my
Yes,
member, and
yeah,
I will pitch
you'll
in a
get-
little bit for that.
And it includes a home cooked meal on Saturday from Dr. Deb.
Oh,
And it's delicious.
awesome.
Yes. And then, so Lorianne and I have alluded to this new project that we've kind of been working with, and it's called Suddenly 60. And Suddenly 60 is really about a community of strong women supporting other strong women in really getting focused on our purpose and empowering each other from the inside out. And so I'm doing kind of a fun little soft launch in a week from Thursday, which is the 19th. I have room for about 5 more women. Now, if you're in the local Tulsa area, I would like to invite you to be my guest. It's going to be very casual, just kind of fun. We're going to have a dinner. I'm providing dinner for you guys. We're just going to chat about ideas and challenges that women over 50 have. So this is just for women over 50 now. I actually had a patient come in and goes, well, what about the Suddenly 60 man? Why? And I said, I'll have that someday, but right now this is where we're starting. So if you're interested in coming and have dinner with me, you probably will not be here, right? Okay.
Probably not. Yeah.
But it's going to be right here at the office. It's going to be real low key and casual, just fun. Come and eat dinner. Come and let's chat. Throw around some ideas. And a big part of this is also going to be having more fun and more passion in our lives. So this is what it looks like.
Yep.
There's me and Lorianne right there.
Yep.
Our
The
little
Suddenly
silhouette.
60 women.
Yep, and
We're not 60, by the way.
We're not
We are
60.
preparing, though. We are going to have
Yes.
like our Suddenly 60 time be amazing and
Oh,
exciting
Leslie,
and
wish you lived.
thrilling.
Hey, listen, Leslie, you mark our words. We will be in your area someday soon doing a Suddenly 60 function.
We sure will.
Is she the one from
Yep.
Colorado?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would love to come back to Colorado. So anyway, if you're interested, let me know. I think I have 5, maybe 7 more spaces. I'm limiting it to 20 women here in my office, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll learn some things too. Okay? So next week, what are we doing next
actually,
week?
okay,
Oh,
if
and
you
have
watched
something.
a digital ticket,
Oh!
yeah, if you watched any lectures, please right now put in the comments who you watched and what you learned from it. Next week is business building.
Is it business? Okay.
Yep. So
Well, then I'll be able to share a bunch of things that I learned from my digital ticket.
okay.
So, and
next
you will
week will
too,
be
right?
digital ticket share. Yes.
Yeah, because Heather Brock, Adam Green, Annie
Oh.
Hauser. Oh my gosh.
If you can only
Such
watch one,
greats.
watch Heather Brock though.
Heather
don't you
Brock
think?
was great,
If you
yeah.
can only watch one,
And Chris
watch her.
Ofer, even, man, I've learned such great things already.
Yeah,
I am
he's
so
amazing.
happy we have it till the end of the month because, oh, Denise, fly me there. Come fly. You
Come
you
on,
missed time.
girl.
You
What are
can
you
fly
waiting
here.
for?
Yeah, Suddenly 60. Here it is. We're going to have a lot of fun. Anyway, yeah, we'll see you next week. We'll be talking about business. Put in the comments what you watched on the digital ticket and keep watching because you might be able to teach us some things, all right?
Absolutely.
We'll see you
Yep,
guys
share.
next week.
Take care. This is Lorianne and Dr. Deb. It's live on Tuesday night.
See you guys.
Whew, good job.
That's good. Okay, so how are the cameras angled? Because it looks like I'm looking up.
Yeah, because if we
Even-
look up there, see the